the one, the only, welcome, Gary, the numbers guy. Gary, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm not doing as good as you. Can we pull up Jimmy's computer and play that first thing I had you pull up, Jimmy?
Yeah.
So this is one of your recent Instagrams, and this is him cashing.
A couple days ago.
Yeah. That's $150,000. And not only is this real, because that's real cash, he actually shows the bet slip on that computer that they're paying him $150,000. Now, Gary, also about 2 weeks ago, I think you cashed out $130,000. Okay, that's enough. We got it. So
$209,000.
$209,000. That's what it was. And Gary,
I hit because I hit Seminole in Miami for about 209, and I hit Caesars. I hit them for $500,000 about a couple months ago. Then the month I go there like once a month. Then the month I went there after that, lost about $40K. And the last trip, I took about $250,000 with me, and I was there with my family because Milton was coming. So I'm like, well, you know what? I got an excuse to get the hell out of Florida and gamble, so why not? So I went to Vegas, and we're there for about a week, and I'm down about 50, 60 racks. And, it's time to go back. I'm like, yeah, baby, I think I'm going to stay a few more days. You got to go back without me. And I got the money, and I left out because that's the whole point. When you go to Vegas, you got to leave up. But here's the thing. You don't think of that as money. You don't think of that as money in the casino. It's ammunition. That's what you think of money in the casino.
Yeah,
it's like ammunition.
It's bullets.
It's bullets.
Yes.
And I do things differently. I parlay. So I could turn 20K into 100, or I could lose 20K. And let's not try to tell you guys I'm some kind of Rain Man. I don't win every day. Now, do I win overall? 100%. But I've had bad months too.
Yeah.
Yesterday Pittsburgh was 3-3. I need them to win. They lost in overtime. I would have had another 50 racks. It happens.
I know. Last night I thought the Lakers for sure were going to lose with Bronny. I lost. I don't even want to get into how much money I lost. But listen to this.
Yes, sir.
Because of you, though, I did very well in the Super Bowl this year because of the numerology of 13 and Taylor Swift. So can you explain why was it predetermined or predestined for the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl last year? Considering going into the game, I think they were a -2 or 1.5 point underdogs. And I bet a money line and won a lot. Did you bet on the Chiefs, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Usually what happens is, like, for instance, I'll give you an example. The Sunday night game, it was Pittsburgh versus the Jets. And the line opened, the Pittsburgh was giving 2.5, and they ended up getting 1.5. So that's a 4-point line. See, what you have to understand is on Sunday night, that's when everyone's trying to get their money back from losing on Sunday. So they're trying to get all their money back on Sunday and Monday Night Football, and those are the most rigged games. So wherever you see the public going real heavy, you go the other way, and that usually works. But it didn't work in the Super Bowl. And the reason it didn't work in the Super Bowl is because they wanted to convert those Swiftie fans into NFL fans. And the only way to do that was to make sure the Chiefs won. Mm-hmm. So, listen, there's a reason these refs wear pinstripes, prison uniforms. This is all fixed. It's WWE. But here's the difference. I've talked to enough players. I have a lot of players who are my students. I have a lot of players I deal with. They're not fixing the games. Mm-hmm. They got like 10, 15, $20 million contracts. To a college kid, here's 10 racks. Make sure you miss that free throw. You hit that's reasonable.
That's fine, and that has happened. There's evidence of that.
And
happening.
Of course, but you're not going to bribe an NFL player. But what you can do is you can get those refs. And the thing is, I'm telling you, guys might think I'm crazy, but I think in the NFL, they have magnets in the goalposts, and they inject the football with some kind of metal particle before the game. So that's why you have so many footballs hitting the uprights and stuff like that. It's purely fixed. NFL is one of the most fixed sports. I believe that basketball is right up there too.
Well, Tim Donaghy, a ref. Gary, you saw the ref went to jail for fixing games, and then on top of this, did you see that they can't do daily fantasy on players that have two-way contracts because last year they caught players actually playing bad on purpose because of the daily fantasy sports. So we know that they're rigging this, and you're right. Like a top player,
but it's only the brokies doing it.
Yes, yeah.
It's only the brokies doing it, and I mean brokies is relative. Everyone in the NBA is getting paid, but if you're making 100, 200K, you're more likely to cheat. Yeah. So this is the same principle for government. We need to make sure that everyone in government is making more than 100,000. Do what they do in Singapore. Give them all $1 million, and if anyone steals anything, they get executed. Very simple.
Is that what they do in Singapore? No, that's good. Okay, now
They give their politicians a lot more money, and there's a lot less corruption because of it.
and that makes sense because listen, all they're doing is getting kickbacks. That's why they're voting. Even at the lowest level, city council members, they're all really just can be bought and paid for, and that's a problem with our politics. Like
George Soros told us that.
Yeah, and like
George Soros. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, he said it, but like these people think the conservatives have our side. They're the first one to go to Ukraine and spend all this money on weapons. So can you explain that? Why was this war? And we didn't even get into the 13 gematria, but why?
We'll get into it.
Yeah, we will. But why are we fighting the war in Ukraine? You were on my buddy Sean Kelly's podcast. The clips are going super viral. It's such a great interview, and you've done it 3 or 4 times. Everybody needs to go watch those. But what is it? Ukraine is the year of the dragon. Explain that again. Well, why is Ukraine and Russia beefing? Why was this predetermined?
So what basically it is Ukraine's a proxy war. It's also a money laundering operation. And you have to understand, in astrology, there's 12 signs. And every sign, no matter what its placement is going to have an enemy sign. So, for instance, Russia was founded in 1991, year of the goat, because the Soviet Union collapsed, and that's when it was founded. NATO, Russia's quote-unquote enemy, was founded in 1949, year of the ox. The ox and goat are enemy signs, so they're having a proxy war in Ukraine itself. I mean, you've seen this so many times in history. We can go down to Iraq. Saddam Hussein was born in 1937, year of the ox, and he was taken out in 2003, year of the goat. So we always see this type of stuff going back and forth. It's just that no one's paying attention to it.
And it's genius. And telling too, why were Shaq and Kobe always beefing? Because
enemy signs, baby. Enemy signs. So Shaq was born 3/6/1972, year of the rat, and Kobe was born in 1978, the year of the horse. Now, what you have to understand is horses are extremely hard-working people. They will outwork anybody. And let's face it, Kobe was not the most talented guy in the world. He just outworked everybody. He outworked Michael. He outworked everybody. He wasn't as talented. So what basically Kobe was mad at Shaq, he saw all this ability he never had, and he wasn't working. He would go out to the club, start drinking, chilling with the ladies, and into Kobe was like, well, what the hell are you only working for? We could have 10 rings. So the horse is an extremely hard-working guy. I manage Fresh and Fit. Myron Gaines is a horse, and he's extremely one of those guys who's working 24/7. So what you have to understand is horses work hard. Rats are more on the manipulative side. And again, Kobe and Shaq won championships together, but they didn't really like each other. And the fact of the matter is this: Kobe died on the first day of the year of the rat in 2020. So Kobe's born in the year of the horse, and he actually died in the year of the rat.
On his enemy sign.
Yes.
And Gary, people don't realize that. This sounds crazy. People watching this like, what are you guys talking about? I believe Kobe Bryant, there's some foul play going on with that. I don't think, he was
possible.
Yeah, but what was so crazy about that is that ushered in the pandemic. They kind of put us, once Kobe Bryant died, it put us in this low vibrational state. The whole country was so sad. Everybody liked Kobe. Even if you hated the Lakers, you respected Kobe Bryant. And it kind of put us in this trauma-based state. And then all of a sudden, the pandemic happened. So what is the connection with, I guess, trauma-based mind control and numerology? Because people are looking at your hat, they go, Gary, what is 33? And my understanding is that is a symbol that they like because that represents the third of the angels that were casted out of heaven. So that's why the Illuminati and the elite like 33 so much. Is that true?
I mean, that's, some of the fairy tales,
Is that not? Well, I thought that's, but G is 27, right? Isn't that the 27th number?
G is the 7th letter, but capital G is the 33rd letter because it goes 1 to 26, and capital A is 27 and capital B is 28. That's why billionaire starts with capital B, which is 28, and the richest people in the world, Elon Musk and Bill Gates, are born on the 28th. And you're in Texas, right?
Yeah.
The most valuable franchise in the world is the Dallas Cowboys, founded on the 28th. I mean, it's all there, guys.
And the Cowboys stink. Like, we won a bunch of Super Bowls 30 years ago, but the Cowboys aren't even going to be close to a championship in the next 10 years. Jerry Jones, worst manager in the world, fired Jimmy Johnson after winning a Super Bowl. That just shows you how incompetent he is. But
they can give me $28 million. I'll turn that franchise around in 2 years.
Well, how would you do it? Just pay off the refs? I mean, but the NFL's one paying off the refs.
Well, that's one way you could do it. But honestly, look at the numerology of the best college players coming out. Make sure I get the right draft picks. Make sure I have the right chemistry with the team. Because that's the one thing these scouts can't get: chemistry. They don't understand. They put these guys together on paper. It looks good, but sometimes they don't have the right chemistry. This is what you need numerology and astrology for. That will tell you if they have the right chemistry or not.
Well, what's the difference between gematria and numerology? Because my understanding is that the reason why they like gematria, it's kind of like a hidden way that the elite people can kind of communicate.
They can communicate with each other, but here's the thing. You can change names, you can't change birthdays. So your birthday, and I believe you're born 10/8. Stop me if you didn't want me to tell you.
Yeah, you can say 86. Yeah,
86. So that can never change, but you can change your name from Alex to something else. So that's that. So gematria is not imprinted the same way that people's birthday is. That's the difference.
And what year am I? What is 86? What is that the year?
You're born in the year of the tiger. So just to give you some examples, 2022, you should have had some breaks coming your way.
I did. 2022 is the year I blew up. What are you talking? How the hell did you know that?
Well, I mean, it's not like I was doing that much research on you, but the fact of the matter is, it's not just you who was born in tiger year who blew up. A lot of tigers blew up in 2022. Ever hear of a guy named Andrew Tate?
Of course.
He's born 86. He blew up 2002, the year of the tiger. Mr. Beast got his first $1 billion valuation in 2022, the year of the tiger, and he is a tiger. Sneeko, I'm sure you heard of that guy. He got world famous in 2022 for the first time. And let's go to something mainstream that people understand. There's a guy by the name of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was born in 1962, the year of the tiger. He made the first Top Gun movie in 1986, the year of the tiger. It goes every 12 years from 86 to 98 to 2010 to 2022 when Top Gun 2 came out, and it was the highest grossing thing that year, and he made $100 million off that movie. So I just didn't just go through you. I just went through a whole bunch of people who are born in tiger years. And by the way, the Republican Party was founded in the tiger year. So that's most likely why you're a big, staunch conservative, just like Rush Limbaugh was, who was born in the tiger. And in my opinion, Rush is the original reason Donald Trump was in the White House.
Yeah, Rush is a badass, and he really was. I mean, Rush is, and I used to love Howard Stern. Now I hate Howard Stern, but Howard Stern
do you know Rush and Howard Stern have the same birthday?
No, they don't. They were always enemies. But then Rush, real quick, when Rush died,
the radio.
I know, but Rush was more controversial than Howard when Rush died. And they were always battling because they were 1 versus 1. Howard was like, "Well, I make funny radio." It's crazy. So they had the same birthday,
but the same exact birthday, just like Tiger Woods and LeBron James have the same birthday, different years, and they're the dominant people in their field. So this is what I'm trying to tell people. This is real. This is real. This is what the elite use. They're not reading Bibles, Qurans, Torahs, Talmuds. They're reading the numerology and astrology because they're telling you that stuff is evil while they're using it themselves.
Gary, you're blowing my mind. I mean, when I watch these clips, like, you have all the knowledge. You're looking into this. Well, how did you start figuring out about numerology? I mean, how did you know this?
I'll go into it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it didn't happen overnight. I didn't just wake up knowing this stuff. It took a lot of hard work, like anything else. You got to research stuff. Basically started in 2001. I'm sure a lot of people heard this story before, but we'll say it again. It was 9/11 that woke me up. I told Glenn Beck this story 15 years ago and stuff like that. Is Pat still hanging around?
Pat's still here. Yeah,
Pat, he still got his coat.
Did you need to come to the Blaze? Gary, we need to bring you to the Blaze because you need to do some more. So who's going to win the election? Who's going to win numerology?
Here's the thing, okay? Trump has never lost an election.
I agree.
Trump has never lost an election in his life. They fix elections. The beauty of the American system is also the weakness of the American system. The thing is, we don't have a popular vote. We have an electoral college. So every state can have a legit election, but if they just can manipulate the results, not on a national level,
just in
but
Pennsylvania,
in 3 states,
just in
Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, if they can just manipulate it there, and we know what the Democrats do. There's a reason Demon and Democrats are spelled the same exact way. I'm not kidding you. The party of pedophiles and homosexuals. Why do you? It's in their freaking name. Democrat, Demon. I'm trying to tell you folks. Listen, I don't care what you think of Trump. He is not the perfect man. He's been divorced many times. But you know what? We have no choice. The other side will destroy this nation. I don't care what you believe in. You have to understand that if you put Kamala Harris in power, you can kiss America goodbye as a superpower. It's over. It is absolutely over. So no matter what you believe in, if you want a good economy, if you want America to be a superpower, continue to be a superpower, you have no choice but to vote for Donald Trump. What are you going to say to your kids? Oh, damn, I fucked up? No. And I'm going to make something specific out to men out there. I don't want you to go on Twitter or on Facebook and make posts, rah, 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 I'm voting for Trump, you should too. Until you can convince your wife to vote for Trump, I didn't want to hear it because she's going to cancel out your vote. Until you can convince your daughter to vote for Donald Trump, I don't want to hear it. So to the men who are listening to this, me and Alex will do the rah, rah, rah stuff in the public. You make sure your wives vote the same way you do.
Can you explain what the heck's going on with the betting odds? Can you pull up full screen 3? Because they were neck and neck 2 weeks ago, and now he's like almost 40 points ahead.
Well, this is just gambling, Jimmy.
I don't trust any polls. First of all, someone can make this up with themselves. But I mean, if you look at all the swing states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, they're all going red. I think that's pretty unlikely that Trump's going to get every single one of them. That's unlikely. Do I think Trump's going to win? Yes. But again, I've said this before. Trump is 2-0 in elections. He has never lost an election. The only way Trump wins is in a landslide, because if it's a landslide, they can't cheat. They can only cheat if it's a close election. If it's a landslide, Trump wins. And let me tell you something. I am so looking forward to the first 100 days of the Trump presidency, because I was at his last inauguration. I'll go to this one too. But in his first 100 days, the war in Ukraine ends. Mm-hmm. He will make a deal with Putin. Ukraine will be split in two, and what's going to happen is he will force Putin to put political pressure on Iran. Iran will put pressure on Hamas and Hezbollah, and then that war will come to an end, and we still kick the can down for another 10 years to someone else.